How do you improve your tone? Long tones. That's always the answer. What do you practice? Long tones. It's kind of like, I remember at times thinking, yeah, but what are you practicing? What? Welcome along to the vlog. Today is Snowmageddon, or the Beast from the East as they're calling it on the weather forecast, which means we've had about 1 centimetre of snow in the UK. We really, you guys who live in countries, let me put myself straight here, where you get snow, I'm sorry, we're just not very good at coping with it here. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about today, I've got to have a big Q&A session later in today's vlog. But one of the questions I often get asked, I often have to come across, I often talk a lot to students about is long tones. And long tones are something that you have to do. You talk to any recognised player at the top of their game on saxophone and they will always say to you, how do you improve your tone? Long tones. That's always the answer. What do you practice? Long tones. What are long tones? What do I need to do it? And you get the Rasher book out and you do loads and loads and loads of overtone exercises. Or, you know, you buy this book and the other book and the other book. And quite frankly, it doesn't quite fill you with a sense of, you know, you keep practicing and you don't feel you're getting any better sometimes. One of the things that I find with students, which is the most important thing to do, is to spend time at the start of your practice session doing long tones. You'll often notice that if you see any of the vlogs previously, often if I'm showing little bits of my practice session, because, you know, nobody wants to watch all of it, I am practicing long tones at the start. And with that in mind, today there is a free long tone exercise down in the description. And if you really want to know more, there's a link there to Cambridge Saxophone's course, the course I put together at Cambridge Saxophone on long tones. It's well worth doing. If you get that course, I promise you, you will have months worth of long tone exercises. Anyway, this one is called the pivot long tone. The idea is to try and ensure a smooth transition between the two notes. Now at the start, that's very easy. So when you're going between G and F sharp, really easy to achieve. But when you're going kind of G to A, it's down the octave, it's a bit harder to do. It's very easy to get this kind of transition. Or go. Or. It's not what you want. It's got to be a smooth, slurred transition, and it's actually quite difficult to do. To make sure this lower lip is really loose, the corners are back, and also you need to be thinking about your throat. If you're not quite sure, you know, if you sing a high note, you know, your Adam's apple's right up there, right, it's really low. Just put your finger on your throat and feel that kind of thing happening. How when you're talking really high, everything's up there, tight in the throat, and when it constrains, it goes low. There's a really good video, I'll link to it here, of a French horn player in an MRI scanner, and you get to see kind of what's going on physically inside of people when they're playing an instrument. What goes on within the throat is often misunderstood. This exercise, if you practice it diligently, will really help you gain that control. It isn't going to happen overnight, and that's really hard because so many people online, a lot of people doing my job, trying to think, you know, give you quick fixes. There's no quick fix to tone. It just takes practice and diligence and working through it. But I promise you, if you practice that every day for kind of 6 weeks, you will hear a difference in your tone, and you'll certainly find it a lot easier to get the transitions right, you know, between those octaves. So I recorded the Jazz Vespers on Sunday, just audio on the Zoom, so I haven't heard any of it yet. I actually forgot I did it until a minute ago, so I'm just going to import it into Logic, just show you a little bit of my workflow when I'm using live gig stuff, because it's not quite the same as, well, it's nowhere near the same as doing a studio recording and mixing that down, because it's only a stereo mix, and all I'm trying to do is just tidy it up a little bit, EQ bits out, kind of just see how it goes. Mostly for me, I might, if it's half decent, I might stick a little bit on my SoundCloud page. That's soundcloud.com/Dan Forshaw. So that's always the best place to go and listen to some of my live stuff, but a lot of the times it's just for me to get better. And I've said before in other vlogs, I think in this one here, how important it is for me to, as a band leader, be able to listen back to the whole band after the gig, because when I'm on the gig there's just too much to think about, and I've also got to try and focus on playing my own thing, so I never quite know how the band sounds myself until I've listened back to it on here. Now it can often turn into a bit of a rabbit hole, this, because you can, oh, got a nice echo on my voice with the mic here, but it can often turn, I end up kind of getting really into the mix, and I don't want to do that. I just kind of want a representation of what happened live. So I'm kind of just using some compressor tools, some EQ tools, a little bit of reverb on it, and then leaving it at that. Sadly, because of where I positioned it, because I was gigging, I wasn't kind of focusing on recording. It's not, there's kind of one channel's way too loud compared to the others, but it's not bad. Yeah. Got to say, libraries are we like libraries, don't we, you two? Yeah. And I think in the days of Amazon, we're all too easy to grab books on, you know, one click and stuff like that, and forget about supporting your local libraries and visiting them, because that's really important, getting loans out, but also supporting them, because once they're gone, they're gone. And you know, I know libraries, when I was a child, you know, we used to go every few weeks with my dad and get books out. They're such an important part of teaching children to read and to enjoy books and all those kind of things, because I think we take it for granted sometimes that now we can just click and everything's on Amazon, and I know I've said this many times in the vlog, I do not read anywhere near like I used to, and that's one of the things I want to change, as well as trying to find reverse gear in my car. It's time for a very quick Q&A. Roll the tape. Andrew Wright asks me, he says, Dan, do you have any of the music to the song you're often playing on sax called Lipstick or something else? Can I get it from you? Great vlog. Cheers, Andy. Andy, thank you very much for that. The piece is called Lipstick on a Pig After This Moment by Barack Obama.
You know, you can put lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig.
I don't actually have it written as a lead sheet. The best I've actually got for Lipstick on a Pig, Andy, and I presume you're a sax player if you're on here, the best I've got is a lead sheet on iReal B. Let me just find it for you, which looks a little bit like that. And effectively, that is all Lipstick in a Pig, Lipstick on a Pig even, has ever been, because it's been in here. So it's not actually that hard to take down. I think I took that album down off iTunes, so it wasn't my album called No Jazz Please We're British, but I mean, I'm sure you could take it down off YouTube. It's just a blues. I mean, basically it's over ba-ba-doo-ba-dee-doo, it's over the G7 chord on tenor, and then there's a bit of the same lick transposed onto C, and then there's a little bit of an amended lick on the D chord. Bob's your uncle, and there you go. So Ted said that once he's on a gig, he sets up 2 gin and tonics, one for him and one for the reeds. Ted, maybe that's a good way forward. 76 Piper asked me, hi Dan, I went back to this video and revisited taking the chord. This is this video here about using Autumn Leaves as the best practice aid. By using the harmonic minor for the 251, could you expand the concept in your next Q&A? Zach, I probably need to do a whole video on that, but I decided to say, you're basically thinking 3, 5, 7, 9, 8, so you're flipping the harmony on autumn leaves. So the first chord on tenor on that key is a D minor 7, and you should be thinking of an F major 7, okay, and you're changing the tonality of each chord. I'm thinking of putting a course together for that on Cambridge Saxophone, but I will try and address a little bit of it in a vlog in the next couple of weeks. Dave Pierre asked me, he said, tell me something though, when switching from tenor to alto, do you slightly change your embouchure? When I switch from tenor to alto, my alto sounds kind of flat, especially on the higher notes. Obviously the mouthpiece is bigger, so there is a change in embouchure as you go along, but essentially no, the principle still stays the same. You know, you've got to keep the corners back and you're trying to play as relaxed as possible. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you very much for your questions and comments and your subscriptions and everything else like that. Please do consider heading over to my Patreon page. The snow hasn't materialised, so maybe it'll materialise tomorrow and we'll have some more great drone shots in the snow. But up until then, make sure you check out my last vlog here. This is what I was up to this time last year. Hit that subscribe button and I will see you very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.